With the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, America declared itself a free and independent country. At that time, the colonies were at war with Great Britain. In 1783, the Revolutionary War ended and the 13 American colonies were free of British rule. Because they were fighting to rid themselves of the strong, domineering British monarchy, the Americans wanted a government that gave most of the power to the states and very little power to the central government. Without British rule, there was no government in place, so the leaders of the Continental Congress had to create one. In March 1781, the new government, established under a constitution called the Articles of Confederation, went into effect. Almost from the outset, it was clear that there were serious problems with the Articles. There was no court system to resolve differences between the states. Congress had no authority to deal with national problems, and there was no central leader the people could point to. Because the federal government had no power to collect taxes, each state had to collect their own taxes. Many states, like Massachusetts, for example, had incurred huge debts in fighting the Revolution. To help pay off the debt, the governor of Massachusetts increased the taxes citizens had to pay, and he stipulated that the payments be in gold or silver, not paper money or goods. But many of the citizens were farmers who had debts of their own and couldn't pay their taxes. And because they had been off fighting the war and not tending their farms, they had little income. Many began to lose their property through foreclosure or were sent to debtor's prison. It was so bad that the courts, especially in the western part of the state, were overwhelmed with lawsuits for debt. Among those suffering severe financial hardship was Daniel Shays, a farmer and former captain in the militia. Shays met with others who were in his position. They wrote letters appealing to the state leaders in Boston for help, but they were ignored. So Shays and the others decided to take action. Shays began to muster and train an army. In August 1786, 1,500 farmers marched on a courthouse in Northampton to prevent foreclosure proceedings. As long as the courts couldn't open, people couldn't be imprisoned for their debts. Over the next several months, Shays and his followers, known as Shaysites, carried out attacks and shut down courthouses throughout the state. The uprisings attracted almost 9,000 rebels. The entire country was focused on the desperate situation in Massachusetts, but the federal government had no authority to deal with it. Things came to a head on January 25, 1787. Shays and about 1,100 rebels attempted to seize arms and ammunition stored at a federal arsenal in Springfield. They were met by General William Shepard of the Massachusetts militia and 1,200 militiamen. Expecting reinforcements that never came, Shays advanced. General Shepard opened fire with small arms and cannons. 4 people were killed and 20 wounded. Shays Rebellion exposed the weakness of the Articles of Confederation. When Massachusetts appealed for help, the Confederation Congress was unable to do anything. Many Americans realized that something dramatic needed to be done if the new nation were to survive. In February 1787, Congress invited the states to send delegates to Philadelphia to revise the Articles of Confederation. The 2 most important topics to be considered were creating a strong central government and a standing federal military. On September 17th, after much debate and compromise, the new Constitution of the United States of America was signed.